You know, when I was a kid, what I liked about folk music for me, and what I like about the Troubadours, is that they make us all feel like a star at one time or another in our life, because they write about us and they kind of bring a community together. And what I liked about when I was growing up was after we moved to the United States from Halifax, we would, my parents would let me stay up late and we could watch the Smothers Brothers. Now I liked it because he would play an acoustic guitar and Dickie would be up there standing playing the bass. And that was when I first learned what a straight man was. Not to be confused with my Uncle Louie, who was a gay man. Now, the straight man in the comedy routine would just lay these lines down for him so that Tommy Smothers could goof off. Now, my family is all from Cape Breton, and that was where my Uncle Louie moved down from, and he taught me to sing. So my parents would let me watch the Smothers Brothers. So the Smothers Brothers, their ratings are getting higher and higher, and here's the United States mired in the Vietnam War. And the president at the time was LBJ. He had obviously taken over after Kennedy was assassinated. So the Smothers Brothers' ratings are so high, and CBS says to them, you can have any guest you want, anybody. So they say, we want Pete Seeger. So, well, of course, CBS starts to get worried, right? Because Pete Seeger was a known communist. He played in the Weavers. So, they're kind of worried. Here we are in the Vietnam War, and Seeger comes on and he sings this song called Waist Deep in the Big Muddy, which was a song that was applicable. It was in 1942, it was in 1967, just as it is today as I stand here on the stage. So he sings this song, and CBS cuts it out of the show. They fly the tape back to New York, and they don't show it. So the Smothers Brothers pitch a fit. So they finally get CBS about 8 months later to run it. The version of Pete Seeger singing Waist Deep in the Big Muddy. And Seeger likes to say that was what turned the tide on the Vietnam War and the public consciousness of America. So it was just pretty amazing, and I hearken back to those days when I used to call them water cooler moments, because there would be some big event that would happen, and you could have it happen on TV, and everything didn't have a genre, subgenre, and different playlists. So people were talking about that moment, you know, when they got to see Pete Seeger and listen to him sing Waist Deep in the Big Muddy. So I wanted to learn it for you. It was back in 1942, I was a member of a big platoon. We were on maneuvers in Louisiana one night by the light of the moon. The captain told us to ford a river, that's how it all begun. We were knee deep in the big muddy, and the big fool says to push on. Sergeant said, sir, are you sure this is the best way back to the base? Sergeant, go on, I forded this river about a mile above this place. It'll be a little soggy, but just keep slogging, we'll soon be on dry ground. We were waist deep in the big muddy, and the big fool says to push on. Sergeant said, so with all this equipment, no man will be able to swim. Sergeant, don't be nervous, Nelly, the captain said to him. All we need is a little determination, then follow me, I'll lead on. We were neck deep in the big muddy, and the big fool says to push on. All at once the moon clouded over, we heard a gurgling cry. A few seconds later the captain's helmet was all that floated by. The sergeant said, turn around men, I'm in charge from now on. And we just made it out of the big muddy with the captain dead and gone. Stripped and dived and found his body stuck in the old quicksand. I guess he didn't know that the water was deeper than the place he'd once before been. Another stream had joined the big muddy about a half a mile from where we'd gone. And we were lucky to escape from the big muddy with that fool said to push on. Gonna point anymore, 'cause I'll leave that for yourself. Maybe you're still walking, you're still talking, you'd like to keep your health. But every time I read the paper, them old feelings come on. We're waist deep in the big muddy, and the big fool says to push on. Waist deep in the big muddy, and the big fool says to push on. Waist deep in the big muddy, and the big fool says to push on. Waist deep, neck deep, soon even a tall man will be over his head. We're waist deep in the big muddy, and the big fool says to push on.